The exciting story begins by showing hell, where many souls are being punished. Every person who has committed bad deeds has their soul brought here, where they are tortured extensively. These horrifying things are happening in hell. Then, a demon named Veronica appears. Veronica goes to her master and starts talking about a vision she had. She says that she saw herself among humans, on Earth, and that she might reach Earth soon. However, her master becomes very angry and tells her not to think such things, as they are demons and according to the rules and regulations, no demon can go to Earth. If any demon does go there, all their powers will be lost, and they will transform into a human. Her master tells Veronica that while humans may look normal, they are very dangerous and selfish. But Veronica becomes increasingly curious about Earth and humans, and she insists that she wants to go there. This angers her master further, and he sends her away. Veronica then goes to her father and shares the same desire to go to Earth. Her father also gets furious and begins searching for a weapon to kill her. He explains to Veronica that as a demon, her job is to torture human souls, not to live in their world. After being scolded by her father, Veronica goes to her mother, who does not scold her but tells her that she should not think about these things. Veronica's mother advises her to apologize to her father and master and never speak of it again. Veronica, however, becomes even more saddened by this. While having dinner with her parents at home, Veronica suddenly experiences the same vision again. Her mother tells her to apologize to her father, but Veronica refuses. As a result, her father takes out a sword to kill her. Veronica's mother tries to protect her daughter. That's when her mother tells her to run away to a distant place. Veronica is accompanied by her demon dog, who has always been by her side. Veronica and her dog, both in a fit of rage, head towards a tunnel that connects the human world and hell. Without permission, Veronica travels with her dog and enters the human world. As soon as she enters the human world, her demonic powers become normal, and she transforms into an ordinary human. Veronica, however, is naked and doesn't have any clothes on, which attracts the attention of the people around her. Her demon dog, understanding the situation, brings clothes for her. Later, Veronica walks down the street with her dog at night, confused because she doesn't know anything about human life. While walking, she notices a doctor named Max through a window. Max, too, is observing her closely, as it's unusual for someone to be wandering alone at night. Just as Veronica moves forward, a car suddenly comes from behind and hits her, causing her a little injury. However, Max arrives at the right time and takes her to the hospital, where she receives proper treatment and medication, and she recovers. The next day, Veronica tells Max that she is being discharged but has no one in this world and no home to go to. Understanding her situation, Max offers to let her stay at his house. Veronica is pleased with this offer. Max takes her to his home and then goes to his room to rest. Veronica, meanwhile, sits on the furniture and watches TV. On TV, there is an interview with the mayor, who talks about all the development he has done for the people. The mayor, in his speech, says, "And if I win this election, I will continue to do good work for the people." Veronica, after observing the mayor's entire character, realizes that he is lying and only trying to mislead the people to keep the power in his hands. In other words, the mayor is not a good man. A few hours later, Max comes to Veronica and tells her that he has to go to the hospital for work and that she should stay home. If she needs anything, she can go to the nearby supermarket. Max leaves for work, and Veronica stays at the house. While she is in the house, Veronica decides to go outside and explore a bit. After a short while, two sisters approach her. They want to include Veronica in their religion and take her to the church. However, Veronica refuses, saying that she stays with a friend and cannot come with them. Suddenly, the two sisters make the sign of the cross and place it on Veronica's hand. But unexpectedly, the cross symbol starts to burn, and Veronica throws it down. She feels uncomfortable and decides to leave, taking her dog with her. As she walks a little further, Veronica notices a lady being harassed by two thieves who are trying to steal all her money. Veronica becomes extremely angry because she cannot stand to see wrongdoings. She uses some of her powers and immediately goes to the thieves, killing them both. She rips the body parts out of one thief and kills the other with her own hands. Veronica's demonic dog immediately goes and starts eating the dead bodies. The lady, who witnessed the entire incident, is shocked. Veronica notices that her coat is covered with blood stains, so she quickly removes it and throws it away. Afterward, she heads straight to Max's house with her dog. Within a few hours, two detectives are shown arriving at the scene of the crime. They observe that the two thieves were killed in a brutal manner. While the two detectives were investigating the crime scene, they found a coat, specifically, a white coat that belonged to Veronica, which Max had given her. This clue led the detectives to suspect Max. They decided to investigate further about him. Meanwhile, Max is shown returning home to find Veronica at his house, where she had prepared a lot of food. Max is very impressed by her cooking, and the two of them sit down at the dining table to eat together. During dinner, Max starts asking more questions about Veronica, but she begins to speak in strange ways. She talks about how every person born in this world must eventually die, and depending on their deeds, they either go to hell or heaven in the afterlife. If someone has done good deeds in life, they go to heaven, but if someone is evil and has committed bad acts, they are sent to hell and tortured according to their actions. This is the rule of human life, and everyone must follow it. Max, however, doesn't believe in these things but agrees with Veronica's words to keep her happy. At that moment, Veronica writes a letter to the mayor, warning him clearly that he should stop his political activities, or his life could be in danger. Afterward, she heads out with the letter, but suddenly she notices two police officers harassing a poor man. Veronica gets extremely angry and uses her demonic power, emitting red energy and radiation, to kill both officers in a brutal manner. The poor man, who witnesses the whole event, is so terrified that he runs away. Afterward, Veronica places the letter meant for the mayor inside the dead officers' mouths. The next day, detectives Harper and Ben are shown learning about the dead police officers. They arrive at the scene to conduct an investigation. The detectives find the letter that was clearly addressed to the mayor, containing a direct warning to him to quit politics. Harper and Ben feel that this letter contains important information, so they take it straight to the mayor. Upon reading the letter, the mayor realizes it's a clear threat, but he also considers that it could be a joke. However, since there have been multiple murders, he decides not to take it lightly. The mayor tells both detectives to focus on investigating the murder and finding the criminal as soon as possible, ensuring that the person responsible is caught and imprisoned. Harper and Ben, following the leads from their investigation, head toward Max's house, since the white coat they found earlier belongs to a company of Max's. Max is away at work, but Veronica is at the house. The detectives sit Veronica down and begin questioning her. Veronica, however, tells them that she knows why they are there and insists that they shouldn't suspect Max because he is a good man. She believes Max deserves heaven, and if he were to die, he would go there. Veronica also warns the detectives that they should advise the mayor to stop his politics and stop deceiving the people, as that would be the best choice for his life. After hearing this, Harper and Ben become suspicious of Veronica. Since they hadn't discussed the mayor's involvement with her yet, her knowledge of these matters raises red flags. This suspicion leads them to start keeping a close watch on Veronica. The next day, Max takes Veronica out to show her around. As they travel, they arrive at a nightclub where many people are enjoying themselves. Max entertains Veronica, but the two detectives are still following them, determined to uncover the truth about Veronica. They are focused on finding out what secrets she is hiding. Suddenly, Max is confronted by his old friend, Louis, who begins flirting with him. Louis and Max once had a close relationship, and seeing her act this way makes Veronica uncomfortable. Veronica grows angry and tells Louis to stay away from Max, but Louis, being stubborn, pays no attention to her and walks away toward the restroom. Veronica, feeling disrespected, is determined to take action. She leaves everything behind and heads straight to the restroom, where Louis is. Veronica's face reflects her anger as she approaches Louis. Upon seeing Veronica's furious expression, Louis becomes frightened. Veronica confronts her, saying, "How dare you try to defile such a good man? Stay away from Max from now on." Louis becomes terrified and turns to a man for help. But upon seeing Veronica's frightening face, the man screams and pulls out a knife to defend himself, stabbing Veronica. This is the first time Veronica experiences pain, as many of her powers have been diminished since arriving on Earth. Despite the pain, Veronica reaches Louis, who, seeing Veronica's vulnerability, apologizes. Veronica, seeing Louis's sincerity, forgives her and begins to leave. However, just as she's about to go, one of the detectives, Harper, arrives at the scene. Harper witnesses everything related to Veronica and realizes something is amiss. Veronica, understanding that Harper knows too much, grabs him and begins showing him visions of hell, where she belongs and how dangerous she is. She warns Harper that if he or Max continues to follow her, their fate will be the same as those she tortures in hell. Terrified, Harper becomes shaken and runs straight to Ben to share what he has seen. Veronica returns to Max's place, where she tries to move to another room. Meanwhile, Ben insists to Harper that they should follow Veronica and Max, but Harper, still shaken, warns Ben that they should not pursue them. He believes Veronica is a very dangerous woman who could easily harm or even kill them. Harper tells Ben everything he has learned about Veronica, but by the time they discuss it, Max and Veronica have already left the place. Max takes Veronica back to his home, where he treats her wounds. As time passes, Veronica becomes increasingly impressed by Max. Since meeting him, she feels like she's never encountered such a good person. Veronica, deeply moved by Max, tells him that after he dies, he definitely deserves to go to heaven. She says that if there were more people like him on Earth, no one would ever need to go to hell. At this point, Veronica decides she can no longer keep the truth from Max. She confesses everything to him. She is not a human, but a demon who came from hell. She explains that she punishes the souls of humans who end up in hell after committing evil deeds. She came to Earth to observe and judge humans, and she first met him, Max, whom she grew very fond of. Max is completely shocked by her confession, realizing that the person he's been spending time with is not a human, but a dangerous demon. However, despite this revelation, Max begins to have mixed thoughts about Veronica, and he starts to process the reality of their relationship. Veronica, who has developed deep feelings for Max, becomes even closer to him. As their intimacy grows, they become physically close. During one of their intimate moments, Veronica starts to transform into her true demon form. Her nails grow long, and large wings sprout from her back. She fears that Max might run away upon seeing her true form, but to her surprise, Max accepts her completely, and instead of fleeing, he embraces her. Whether Veronica was a human or a demon, Max loved her for her character, not for her actions. Even though she tortured souls in hell, Max had fallen in love with her. This made Veronica very happy, and she started giving him everything that a partner would provide. Meanwhile, Harper is shown discussing with his senior officer and Ben that he cannot continue working on the case. He reveals that the person they are pursuing is not human, but a demon. Fearing for his life, Harper decides to withdraw from the case. He warns Ben and the senior officer not to pursue Veronica because he has witnessed the terrifying scenes from hell that await those who die. On the other hand, Veronica decides to confront the mayor, who has been continuing his deceptive political agenda. If not stopped, he would keep manipulating people for his own gains. Veronica goes to the mayor's house, paralyzes him, and shows him horrifying visions of what will happen to him in hell. The mayor is stunned and confused, unsure whether what he's seeing is real or imaginary. However, what surprises him is that Veronica does not kill him but leaves after showing him the terrifying visions. As the mayor screams in panic, security guards rush to the scene. Seeing Veronica running out of the house, one of the guards shoots her. Since Veronica's powers are almost depleted on Earth, she gets severely injured by the gunshot. When Max hears about this, he immediately rushes to save her. He takes her to his house, but her injuries are critical. She needs immediate surgery, and time is running out. Max was devastated, as he didn't want to lose Veronica in this way. Just then, an angel appeared in the mirror and began to speak to him. The angel told him that if he wanted to save Veronica, he would need to take her to the healing waters in heaven. However, Veronica was reluctant to return to her world, as she knew that once she went back, it would be almost impossible for her to return to Max. The rules of heaven and hell, just like the rules of the human world, did not allow demons or angels to enter the human world. Despite her hesitation, Max, as a true lover, told Veronica that if she didn't return, he would commit sins that would send him to hell, where they could be together. Hearing these words, Veronica was deeply touched. She realized that Max was willing to sacrifice everything for her, and that made her feel incredibly lucky to have chosen him. Veronica also reflected on the lessons she had learned from Max, like the importance of giving even bad people a chance to redeem themselves. That's why, when she went to the mayor, instead of killing him, she tried to teach him a lesson in the hope that he would change. Despite this, time had run out for the mayor, and Veronica knew that she had to go back to her world. So, she decided to enter the angel's world through the mirror. Max couldn't stop her, but he felt relieved knowing that Veronica's life would be saved. He decided to wait, hoping that one day he could reunite with her, no matter what it took. Before leaving, Veronica left her demonic dog with Max, believing that the dog would protect him. Veronica had realized that the things she had done on Earth, punishing wrongdoers and giving them a chance to improve, were part of her journey. However, her true place was in heaven, where she could heal and continue her existence in peace. Max, in turn, was left with hope, love, and a determination to wait for her return, despite all the challenges they had faced. Because of her actions, Max could be in danger, which is why she left her demonic dog there. A few days later, we see an interview with the mayor, in which he admits his mistakes. He acknowledges that he misled many people and was unfair to them while being involved in politics. The way the mayor was speaking, it seemed that he had realized his errors. He tells the public that even though he had made many mistakes, from now on, he would work for the greater good of everyone and ensure that no one would face any problems. Max and his demonic dog were watching all of this, and Max understood that this had to be the work of Veronica. She had finally brought about changes among humans and proved that rather than killing wrongdoers, it is better to reform them so that they do better things. Max was spending his days remembering Veronica. Although Veronica had told him that she would return, she never mentioned when or how. Max felt very lonely without her. But suddenly, many fiery images started appearing in the mirror, and Max immediately got up. The shocking part was that after a while, Veronica emerged from it, possibly through the gate of hell. Veronica was wearing a wedding costume, which was probably meant only for Max in this world. Max was extremely happy to see Veronica after such a long time. The truth was, everything Veronica did on Earth had reached the higher authorities in hell. But since Veronica had done the right thing, she was granted permission to stay on Earth forever. Along with that, Veronica and Max's love was true, and they had every right to be together. Veronica went straight to Max, embraced him, and felt deeply connected to him. Our adventurous story ends here.